there's nothing like a cold, refreshing shake. Whether it's after a long day, on a hot summer afternoon, or if you're just craving something sweet. They're easy to make, super customizable, and can turn any dull day into an enjoyable one. In order to create the perfect shake, we must do 3 things. Gather all the materials required to create the shake, make the shake, and then learn how to properly enjoy the shake. The first step to making a shake is gathering all the materials you will need. You will need a blender, bananas, milk, strawberry syrup, ice cream, and a scooper. All of these are essential to making the perfect shake. Now that we have gathered all the materials we need, we can now make the shake. First off, make sure your blender is plugged in. Next, we'll take 1 banana, peel it, like this, peel the banana. And then when you put it in the blender, especially if you have a smaller blender, make sure you split it into halves or thirds so that it fits into the blender better. Then you'll add roughly 300 milliliters of milk or until it reaches that line. The next step is adding your strawberry syrup. Give this a good squeeze for a couple of seconds, and then that should be plenty. Before we add the ice cream, we're going to first blend all of this together. Alright, now that we have blended all of that together, we can now add the most important thing, the ice cream. For the first time you blend, like I said again, if you have a smaller blender, you're only going to want to put in a few scoops so that it fits better. And then 1 more. When you blend your ice cream, make sure to blend thoroughly and that the ice cream is all the way blended through. And then to truly get that shake thickness, you're probably going to want to add another scoop or 2 of ice cream. And then, of course, blend again. Alright, now that we have made the shake, we can move to the third and final step of the process, perfecting your shake. You should test the shake thickness to see if it's to your satisfaction. I personally like my shakes on the thicker side rather than being somewhat runny. If you want your shake to be thicker, add more ice cream, and if you want it to be runnier, add more milk. Just remember, if you add anything, make sure you mix again. Now that you have perfected your shake, we can now learn how to properly enjoy it. So there's a couple more vital steps to truly enjoying your shake. First off, pour your shake into a glass, or if it doubles as a glass, just drink it straight from the blender. Grab your favorite treat, candy, or chocolate. Turn on that show you've been binging or been wanting to watch, and most importantly, make sure you get comfy. By doing all of these steps, especially perfecting your shake, you can now enjoy a tasty refreshment that you can now make yourself. Also, if you or your friends are craving this, you now know how to make a strawberry banana shake. In conclusion, I showed you how to make one of my favorites, a strawberry banana shake. First, I gathered all the materials required to make the shake. Then I showed you how to make the shake. And then I showed you how to properly enjoy the shake. And now, and who knows, this shake might become your favorite too.